So that's kind of what cancel culture is. It's generally like somebody has done something that is seen as publicly harmful.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about something that's really relevant and timely, and I'm talking about cancel culture. And I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in and being part of this community. If you're new here, consider subscribing to my channel for more content like this. And if you're already subscribed, thank you so much for your continued support. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Now, I've stitched together some videos. We're going to watch them together, and I'm going to give you my review on the other side. So watch till the end.
So that's kind of what cancel culture is. It's generally like somebody has done something that is seen as publicly harmful.
Yeah.
And so people will quote unquote cancel them through boycotting or call outs, really to raise awareness, to bring accountability to what is going on, because oftentimes there is a dynamic where there is an unequal power structure, right? Typically the person has maybe a higher platform or higher status or more reach. And so maybe the quote unquote victims or those who are harmed or those who are speaking out against it, maybe they have less of a platform, or maybe they don't want others to be harmed by this person. So they're amplifying their voices through the internet to raise awareness to what this person is doing in ways that they might not have had the power or reach to do this otherwise.
Cancel culture is silly because nowadays they cancel you for anything. Some things I think are pretty serious, but there's like small things I see where I'm like, yo, this is not even an issue right now. There's worse shit going on in the world. Like,
Some people forget that idols are also people, and they just hold them to such high standards. And of course, because they're public figures and they have so much influence on little kids, they should be mindful of their actions. But it's like, come on, they were once 15 and they were once young kids too. They are going to make mistakes. So
the reason
One thing that honestly makes me wish I was born in a different generation is how bad the cancel culture and sensitivity of people has gotten today. I think if cancel culture did what it truly is supposed to do, which is educate people and hold people accountable for things they have done, I don't think it would be such a bad thing. But that isn't even what it is anymore. It is a witch hunt to find anything you can, any dirt, any mistake someone has made in their entire life, and just exploit it and put it on blast and make so much bigger of a deal about it than what something actually is. And I think the worst part is that there is absolutely no willingness to forgive. Someone could have made a mistake 10, 20 years ago, and you can tell that they are so genuinely sorry, feel awful. It is not the person they are today anymore. And people are like, well, you made a mistake. You should literally, your life should just be ruined. And I think that is ridiculous. And it's like the self-righteousness is crazy. We all have made mistakes in our life. And imagine if hundreds, thousands of people were going through every little thing you've done in your entire life and trying to nitpick the smallest thing to get everyone to hate you. Like, you would be devastated. You would be so upset. And it's like, no one in the world has never not made a mistake. And yes, sometimes people make big, big mistakes and should be held accountable. But when it's like the tiniest little thing, the whole like canceling, I think is ridiculous. And as someone who likes to think that I am well educated, would never ever intentionally offend anyone, this still terrifies me, because as a small creator, I know people are watching my every move and are looking for something to become the pit of my downfall. And it adds way more risk to posting on the internet. At the end of the day, I think cancel culture and this need to find something wrong in everything someone will do is one of the biggest pitfalls in our society, and something that our generation seriously needs to knock off before it just causes more problems than it needs to.
All right. So, for starters, I think it's really important that we have this conversation, because cancel culture is something that's affecting all of us, whether we realize it or not. We've seen it all happen. Someone says or does something offensive, and suddenly they're being torn apart on social media. Their reputation is ruined, their business is suffering, and they're even receiving death threats. So it's a scary thing, and it's something we all need to be aware of. Now, I don't like to take it for granted that there are some people that might not be familiar with what cancel culture is and how it works, and that's why I'm here. So, what is cancel culture? So, simply put, cancel culture is the practice of publicly calling out and shaming individuals or organizations for their perceived wrongdoing. So this can take many forms, from social media campaigns to boycotts and protests. So the idea behind cancel culture is to hold people accountable for their actions and to create a sense of consequences for bad behavior. But as we'll discuss later, cancel culture can also have some negative consequences. Before we get into the nitty gritty of cancel culture, I just want to make it clear that I'm not turning a blind eye to genuine victims of violations. I believe that it's essential to listen and support those who've been harmed and to work towards creating a more just and equitable society. But at the same time, I think we need to be careful about how we use cancel culture. We need to make sure that we are not using it as a way to bully or harass people, but rather as a way to hold them accountable for their actions. So let's talk about the pros and cons of cancel culture. On one hand, cancel culture has helped raise awareness and accountability around issues like racism, sexism, and homophobia. It's helped bring offenders to book and to create a sense of consequences for bad behavior. But on the other hand, cancel culture has turned into a kind of witch hunt where people are quick to jump on the bandwagon and condemn others without fully understanding the situation. So, especially if it is done very quickly, where research hasn't been properly done and people haven't gotten their facts right, people have ended up losing businesses, people have ended up losing employment and sources of income when sometimes, and I'm being careful when I'm using this, sometimes they're actually innocent. So it has also become a tool for exploiting and ruining people's lives rather than educating and raising awareness. And that's a problem. Another problem with cancel culture is that it forgets that we are all human beings that are capable of making mistakes. We are not perfect and we're going to screw up sometimes, but cancel culture doesn't allow for forgiveness or redemption. Once you're cancelled for life. And that's not only fair, only unfair rather, but it's also counterproductive. Because when we cancel people, we're not giving them the opportunity to learn and grow from their mistakes. We are not giving them the chance to become better versions of themselves. And that's what we should be striving for. We should be striving to create a society where people can make mistakes, learn from them, and move forward. Not a society where people are punished and shamed for their mistakes. Now, on that note, I would also like to applaud cancel culture for working to our advantage. I mean, we've seen certain cases where the cancel culture has been very helpful. For instance, if we look at cases like the R. Kelly incident, where he was cancelled and he got what he deserved. I mean, he went to jail for the crimes that he had committed. But we'll get into that in another video. If you would like that, you can leave it in the comments below. And also, when certain companies are underpaying their workers, we have the power to cancel them by not buying their products anymore. So on that note, I would like to thank everyone for watching. I hope this video has been helpful and informative. And remember, cancel culture is a complex issue and there's no easy answer. But I think it's essential that we have this conversation and that we start to think more critically about the way we use cancel culture. So I want to leave you with a question. Do you think cancel culture is helpful or not? Leave your answers in the comments below and let's continue the conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video with others. And if you're feeling generous, consider sharing the video with your friends and family for them to subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. But before I go, I would like to leave you with my final thoughts, which is cancel culture is a powerful tool and it's also a double-edged sword. So we need to be very careful about how we use it, and we need to make sure that we're not hurting others in the process. Let's all try to be mindful and more compassionate, and let's work together to create a more just and equitable society. Thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you in the next one.